This land was torn apart and life rushed in. Around 30 million years ago, the African tectonic plate began to split. Immense forces deep within the earth caused the land to stretch, crack, and slowly sink between rising edges. This process, known as continental rifting, created one of the largest geological features on the planet, the Great Rift Valley. For millions of years, life has adapted to survive here. One such survivor is the rock Hyrax. Small, compact, and often overlooked, the rock Hyrax is one of the most common mammals found along the Great Rift Valley. Despite its rodent-like appearance, this animal belongs to a very different lineage. Its closest living relatives are elephants and manatees. Rock hyraxes are perfectly adapted to life among rocks. Specialized rubber-like pads on their feet allow them to grip smooth stone surfaces with remarkable precision. They rely on sun-warmed rocks to regulate their body temperature, often basking for hours each morning. Their sharp eyesight and constant vigilance help them detect predators in this open, exposed landscape. Hyraxes live in tight social groups, communicating through a wide range of calls. Each group is led by a dominant male, while sentinels keep watch from elevated positions. They feed mainly on grasses, leaves, and shoots, playing a quiet but important role in shaping vegetation around the escarpment. In turn, they provide food for eagles, leopards, and other predators. In a land shaped by fire and movement beneath the earth, the rock Hyrax represents adaptation over time. A species molded by stone, sun, and survival. But as the Rift Valley deepened, water began to collect in its lowest points. At the floor of the Great Rift Valley, fresh water gathers in a shallow basin, forming Lake Naivasha. Unlike many Rift Valley lakes, Naivasha remains fresh, fed by rainfall and underground springs. Its shallow waters and reed-lined shores create one of the most productive ecosystems in East Africa. Beneath the surface and across the open water, life thrives in surprising abundance. One of the most striking hunters along Lake Naivasha is the giant kingfisher, the largest kingfisher species in Africa. From exposed perches, it scans the water with precision before diving headfirst to seize its prey. Its massive bill is perfectly designed for handling large, struggling fish. While the giant kingfisher hunts alone, other birds here rely on very different strategies. Gliding effortlessly across the surface, the pelican is one of the most familiar sights on Lake Naivasha. Its most distinctive feature, the expandable throat pouch, allows it to scoop fish and water in a single motion. After draining the water, the catch is swallowed whole. But not all water birds here depend on fish alone. Sharing the same space, another species follows a very different way of life. Among the water birds of Lake Naivasha is the Egyptian goose. Despite its name, it is not a true goose, but a shell duck. Comfortable both on land and on water, this adaptable species feeds on grasses, seeds, and aquatic plants. Here on the lake, it spends long periods floating quietly, conserving energy between feeding bouts. But while the Egyptian goose remains on the surface, other birds take their hunt beneath the water itself. The white-breasted cormorant is a specialist diver. Using powerful feet, it propels itself beneath the surface, chasing fish through open water. After each dive, it spreads its wings to dry, a result of feathers adapted for efficient underwater hunting. But not all hunters here dive to fish. Some hunt from above. Perched above the water, the pied kingfisher waits. Lightweight, alert, and perfectly balanced. From here, every movement below the surface is watched. Once a fish is caught, the work is not yet done. the prey is beaten repeatedly against a perch, stunning it and aligning it head first for swallowing. This precise routine reduces injury and allows the bird to handle slippery prey efficiently. But while the pied kingfisher hunts close to the surface, the lake's most powerful hunter rules from above. The African fish eagle, a symbol of wild waters across the continent. From elevated perches, the fish eagle surveys vast stretches of lake and shoreline. Each pair defends a territory, returning to the same nesting sites year after year. Here at Lake Naivasha, open water and abundant fish make ideal hunting grounds. When a target is spotted, the eagle launches into a low, powerful glide. At the last moment, its talons break the surface, snatching fish with remarkable precision. Specialized scales on the feet provide grip on slippery prey, even as the bird lifts off. But the story of Lake Naivasha does not belong to birds alone. Beneath the surface and along the water's edge, another giant shapes this ecosystem. Among the largest residents of Lake Naivasha is the hippopotamus. Spending most of the day submerged, hippos use the water as protection from heat and sun. At night, they leave the lake to graze on land, returning nutrients back into the water. In this way, hippos act as ecosystem engineers, shaping life both in and around the lake. Where water meets land, the landscape begins to change. Ahead, a narrow peninsula rises from the lake, Crescent Island. Crescent Island was not always an island. Formed by volcanic activity within the Great Rift Valley, this landmass was once connected to the mainland. As water levels in Lake Naivasha rose over time, higher ground became isolated, creating this natural peninsula surrounded almost entirely by water. The animals seen here today were never trapped deliberately. They arrived when the land was still connected and remained as the lake slowly closed in around them. With no large predators present, Crescent Island became a rare refuge, where wildlife and humans can move through the same space. Its open landscapes and dramatic Rift Valley backdrop also caught the attention of filmmakers. Scenes from the Oscar-winning film Out of Africa were shot here. On these open plains, visibility is everything, and no bird is better built for life in the open than the Masai Ostrich. The Masai Ostrich is the largest living bird on Earth. Built for life on open plains, it relies on speed and sharp eyesight rather than flight. Powerful legs allow it to run at remarkable speeds, making it well adapted to predator-rich landscapes. Sharing these plains, another giant moves more slowly, but towers even higher. The Masai Giraffe is the tallest land animal on Earth. Its long neck allows it to browse leaves far beyond the reach of other herbivores. From this height, it also gains an early view of danger across the open plains. Below, life moves faster. Impalas are built for speed and agility. Constantly alert, they rely on sharp senses and rapid bursts of movement to evade predators. Their powerful hind legs allow them to leap high and far, changing direction in mid-air. But closer to the water, another antelope follows a very different strategy. The Waterbuck is closely tied to water. Its shaggy coat produces an oily scent, which helps deter parasites and makes it less attractive to predators. Unlike faster antelopes, Waterbuck rely on size and endurance rather than speed. On the same plains, a smaller antelope survives by being faster still. Thomson's Gazelle is one of the smallest antelopes of the African plains. Speed is its greatest defense, able to outrun danger across open ground. In landscapes with few places to hide, speed means survival. Above and around these plains, another world remains in constant motion. From open water to grassland, the skies above Lake Naivasha remain alive with movement. More than 400 bird species have been recorded here. Some hunt with precision, others with patience. Some travel vast distances, using these waters as a vital resting point along ancient migration routes. Together, they form one of East Africa's richest bird communities. Here, where land, water, and sky meet, life continues in balance. Lake Naivasha, a living chapter of the Great Rift Valley.